Support for Radio Friends comes from Homestead Senior Care, providing trustworthy, kind-hearted senior home care services in your loved one's home. All caregivers are thoroughly screened, extensively trained, professional, and reliable. Homestead is all about providing the highest quality home care service to fit you and your family's needs. Plus, if you would be interested in becoming a caregiver, they offer great part-time positions. Give them a call at 573-442-4333 or check it out at homestead.com. Good morning and welcome to Radio Friends on Thursday, March the 15th. I want to introduce you to a guy who's been on many times with the Better Business Bureau. You've kind of left that now, yes. And you did something in December that was really a pretty big community event.
It was nuts.
Called Gift for Guns.
Yes.
And this is your partner over here, Cory Crosby. Good to have you here, Cory.
Nice to be here.
Now tell me, what was Gift for Guns and why did you do this?
Well, it was all Cory's idea, so he'll have to tell you why. But the bottom line is he called me one day and said, "Hey, Sean, we should do a thing for the community where we get guns off the street, where let's give them a gift card for turning in a gun that's just on the street somewhere." And I think that'd be a great way to get guns out of the hands of people that maybe don't need them. Cory, why did you think that was a good idea to do?
The Gift for Guns was something I wanted to do. I had a lot of people in the community reach out to me about the gun violence. A lot of the gun shootings directly affect people in certain areas, and a lot of times I don't think Columbia as a whole realizes how it affects us all. So I wanted to do something that I might not be able to take a lot of guns off the street, but I could get people participating in something that could lead to something else in the future. So I said, let's take some guns off the street. And I noticed how it's happening in St. Louis, Kansas City, and other places around the country. So I thought it would be a great idea for Columbia.
Now, you did this in December, and you were telling me, I asked you, I said, well, did you have any response from the NRA? You didn't have anything from the NRA, but you did have some concern from who?
From the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms. The feds, God bless them, got very interested in it. They were worried, and I'm not being critical of them. I'm really not. But they were worried. A couple of guys, we didn't have any street cred in this way. We were just a couple of guys that they didn't know. I think they read about it in the newspaper and said, what are these guys doing picking up guns and giving people $100 gift cards to turn their guns in? And what are they going to do with these guns? And at that point, they just didn't know that we worked with the city and let them know what was going on.
You worked with the city of Columbia. You worked with the Columbia Police Department.
Yeah, we communicated with them. They knew what was going on. They couldn't help us, but they could allow it to happen. So it was a very thin line on what even we could talk about, but we did communicate very closely with the city and the police.
How did the police department feel about it?
They felt great. We ended up turning in, I guess it was 44 guns. Is that how many it was, Cory?
I believe it was 41.
Oh, that's right, 41 guns.
So you collected 41 guns.
And then turned them into the police.
Now, originally, you were going to have people bring guns to a location,
yes.
But then you couldn't get insurance for the spot, right?
Right. We got denied for the insurance 2 days. I felt so bad. They called me and I was like, what am I going to do? I have to call Cory and tell him we can't have this event. They won't insure us. And then we found out that the city actually had given us permission to do the event in the Armory downtown. And it turned out that they couldn't let us do that because they couldn't have guns on the property. So what we decided, it was just nuts, Paul.
So what'd you do then? How'd you get the guns?
I decided to take responsibility. I did not ask my wife for permission. I asked for her forgiveness afterward. I drove around in my car with an armed security guard in the back and a young woman in the front who knew a lot of the neighborhoods where we were picking up guns. And by the end of the day, we had 41 guns piled in the back of my car.
Oh, my goodness.
Literally, it was hundreds of pounds of guns parked in the back of my car.
So how did you know where to go? Cory, was that you? You knew where to go?
It was really both of us. And on the day of the event, before the event, I think we may have had maybe 20 people that had contacted us and let us know that they wanted to turn the gun in. Then on the day of the event, everybody just came out the woodwork, and so it really surprised us. We were really happy with it. A lot of places Sean was going. I didn't feel too good about Sean going some places.
I didn't either.
Just being a white guy with a security guard in the car, and other people being suspicious of it, and in the back of my mind, I didn't want anything bad to happen.
Right,
either.
right.
So Sean had to be notorious for a day.
So what did everyone get for turning in a gun?
They actually did get $100.
They got $100. Now, where did you get the money, the $100?
We raised the money. And actually, because we ended up having about twice, we had more than twice as much success. I was seriously going to be happy if 10 people actually brought us guns.
So did you have enough money to give everybody the $100?
Not until the end. We ended up having a donor come in at the end and save us and provide the money that we needed for those final guns. And we ended up having somebody who donated over $3,000 at the last minute.
How wonderful.
Yeah, well, that's the way that this community works. They stand up and they make sure that they get things done.
So how many guns you collected again then?
41.
41. And what did you do with those guns that you had piled up in the back of your car?
We gave them to the police station. They made sure that they weren't stolen or used in crimes, and then they destroyed them.
Okay. How do you feel about what you did?
I'm really satisfied with it. We accomplished our main goal was to get some guns off the street, and it was to me it was great seeing how Columbia came together as a community and prove how strong Columbia is in that area. To support the event, and also the people in the community that are directly affected by a lot of crimes that deal with guns.
Yeah.
How they stepped up and said, you know what, maybe I need to turn the gun in. Maybe that will help somebody.
Right.
Yeah. And by the way, we had lots of great conversation, and we have a real problem right now in Columbia with guns getting stolen out of cars. So this really wasn't a thing where criminals brought us guns. We were getting guns off the streets that might otherwise have been stolen, and that was the real value of this.
Yeah, and this event could have saved somebody's life.
Oh, yes.
Could have saved somebody's life.
I guarantee you there were a couple of guns that were stolen in that batch. I guarantee you there's no way that one of those guns wasn't used in a crime.
Yeah. Well, are you going to plan another one anytime soon?
If my wife lets me.
Okay. Well, I thank both of you for coming and sharing your story with us today. I think you did a fantastic job. It took a lot of courage to do that too.
Thanks, Paul.
Yeah. And Cory, so you were a little bit concerned about him going in.
Yeah, I didn't know Sean was tough enough, and then I found out on that day how tough Sean is. So.
All right, thank you so much. We appreciate you coming by, and congratulations on what you did. Something you'd like to hear or see, drop me an email, pepperpmissouri.edu. Have yourself a nice day, and give somebody a smile today. Bye-bye.